Hello, guys. Hello, boys and girls. I hope the vision is clear. On tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about growing organic mushrooms or growing your own mushrooms, really. And it's going to be done in a manner that is as natural as I can get it at the moment. So please let me know if you're out there, and also if you are in the position to inform me about how we actually do it. I've never done it before, never grown mushrooms before, but we've got some really tasty mushrooms and strange varieties that we're going to be having a go at. Hello, Charlotte. LED. Hello, LED. Yeah, we're going to be talking about mushrooms tonight. I've never actually grown mushrooms myself, but I have done a bit of research about the mushrooms and how to grow them. The gourmet mushrooms are, well, let me get this back in context. Mushrooms in general, for me, are fantastic. When you actually look into mycology and the sort of edible fungal side of things, it's fantastic. It's really good for you as an imbibement, especially brown mushrooms and open air organically grown mushrooms. At the moment, we're in a pandemic, apparently. So in the pandemic, you can consider lots of different options and remedies to help the human body to heal itself within these environments. And to be honest with you, vitamin D is the best thing at this moment in time in the UK, where we are in Zone 8, Zone 8A. There isn't a lot of sunshine, especially if you're working. Now, the best way of getting vitamin D is through natural sunlight and getting that on your skin. Vitamin D is developed naturally through that process, but at the moment, we haven't got enough of it. Hi, guys. Let's just see who is in the house. So Charlotte was the first. She gets the badge. LED was second. And Mr. Tony O'Neill was the third. There's Tony. It's difficult to do this if you're on your own. I'm not actually on my own. The kids and the lady farmer are in bed now. It's nearly 9:30. But I'll try not to miss anybody out. Kevin Morton, hello. David McLaughlin, Pam Tahwali, Jan Armstrong. Good to have you with us tonight. So yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about mushrooms. I know that Tony at Simplify Gardening has had a go at mushrooms. I never actually saw the follow-up episode. I think Tony was impregnating logs at the time, but yeah, we've there's 21 people watching and 1 thumbs up. Now I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. It's only going to be a short one. I've got to be off by 10 o'clock tonight, but what we're going to be doing is impregnating, or what do they call it? It's not impregnating, is it, with mushrooms? It's something else. I forget what it's called. But we're going to be trying, as I say, I personally have never tried to grow my own or cultivate my own mushrooms. But tonight we are going to be doing. Or at least we're going to be showing you what you need to do that. Now, my boss at work, my compadre Mark, has ordered some mycelium, which is the bedrock for mushroom growth. You get the spores and then you grow the mycelium from the spores, and the mycelium then can be impregnated into your growing medium, your mushrooms. Okay. Now, I've just picked a syringe at random to impregnate my growing medium with. And I've got pink oyster mushrooms. And they come like that in a syringe, believe it or not. And inside that syringe is the mycelium. God knows. But anyway, I've done a bit of research. And the mycelium needs something to infest, if you want. So you impregnate the mycelium. We're going to be doing this properly when we go and do the live, the actual how-to on it. The mycelium in the syringe, which you buy online, is impregnated into this. Now, I hope you can see that, but that is just basically microwavable rice. It's parboiled. Let me take a look. The ingredients, basically, it's boiled rice or parboiled rice. And we're going to be using whole grain rice for this. So you need some 35 pence from Tesco's. Now you can get the Uncle Ben's whole grain rice, but I don't see any difference between Uncle Ben's, and I checked on the back of the packet for the ingredients. Uncle Ben's whole grain rice and Tesco's own, that's 35p, and the only difference between this and the Uncle Ben's was this was a third cheaper. So the Uncle Ben's was around about £1, and that was 35p. But you get one of those. Yeah. So get one of those. Obviously, you'll need the spores in the form of liquid mycelium for this particular one that we're going to be doing. That's the pink oyster. You're also going to need some of this. Now, what this is the microporous tape. The medical microporous tape. Some of that. That cost me £1. £1 from B&M Bargains. Some antiseptic spray. This is wound spray. Again, I found that in the medical aisle. Wound spray. That was £1 as well. Which is antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral spray. 99.9% efficient. Alkylide or alcohol-based spray. Again, 99p. Antiseptic wipes. And I've got some gloves somewhere. Where are they? I'll be using other gloves when I actually do the experiment. It's an experiment, this, so that we can look into how we actually grow mushrooms from scratch. Now, that's just one of the varieties. That's the pink oyster mushroom that I've got in there. We've got others. Yeah, we got them from the mushroom suppliers, which apparently is a reputable company. So those are golden oyster mushrooms. Lion's mane mushrooms, and freckled chestnut mushrooms. So all in all, we're going to be trying 4 different varieties of mushroom mycelium. Okay. Never done it before, never ever attempted it. But we do like mushrooms in a culinary sense, but also, apart from that, put these away. Apart from that, I am interested in one, seeing how hard it is to actually grow the mushrooms from these, from this brown rice mix, how difficult it is, and also the main reason that we are growing them is because they've got fantastic health benefits. Lion's mane mushrooms, the chestnut mushrooms. What certain mushrooms do is they'll either boost your vitamin D or moderate your immune system response. So you've got your immune system working plus the vitamin D, and they taste good as well. So yeah, that's the plan. All right, I'll get my glasses back on so that I can see what you're talking about. Let's have a look now. Stu TV Devon, hello Stuart. Cat V, hello. Rob's Allotment and Gardening in the Attic, hello Robert. Blue's Food, hello Blue. You make some great food, Blue, by the way. I've been watching you. So yeah, has anybody else, while I'm looking at the comments now, has anybody else tried to produce their own mushrooms? And if so, how successful were you? And how did you do it? Stanley Bitter? Hello? I'm going to have to go back through the comments because I've been chatting for a bit, haven't I? You'll be happy to know I'm not drunk tonight. I sounded like a drunken David Icke the other night. That's why I took it down. So Chris Knight has just harvested 3 large Ulster mushrooms. 3 large, can't be Ulster. Oyster, sorry. 3 large oyster mushrooms. Very good. Well done, Chris. Cat V or Cat V, Cat 5, whatever. Currently growing oyster mushrooms, although she's got what appear to be fly agaric mushrooms in the pictures there. Nicola Kehoe, Siho. Charlotte, you're okay, Guru. We still enjoyed the chat. Well, you might have enjoyed the chat, but I was as drunk as a mop. And I can only apologise for that. I've been watching conspiracy theory nonsense all day, and it got me into a bit of a tizzy. Shero, Nicola Shero, Nicola Shero. That's how you pronounce Ceho. Shero, Shero, Shero. I'm sorry, Nicola. Did you watch it as well, Nicola? I can only apologise to you guys. I'm not usually like that, but yeah, I won't even start talking about the current situation at all because I'll make a monkey of myself. Yeah, you're right, Robert. You're right, mate. I was on another planet. Planet Conspiracy. Planet Ike, I was on. Planet Ike. I did love, don't you? I did love that. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cat V likes it when I'm drunk. I wish you were my wife, Cat, because the lady farmer doesn't like it when I'm drunk at all. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was like, Rob. To be honest, apparently I'm not. I'm quite an entertaining drunkard, but you don't want to be the entertaining drunkard. It's like being the class clown, isn't it? It's all right in theory, but in practice, following on from the incident, it's not too good, is it? Really. Mixed adventures, great rants under the influence. Yeah, they are. But that's the thing, though, Mick. They are just rants. It's impotent rage, isn't it? You don't need it, really, do you? And anyway, we're a gardening channel, so if anybody has attempted to grow mushrooms, I'd like to know. I'm only on for another 20 minutes. I'm off for 10 o'clock tonight for definite. So Philip Hurst, I too had a load of spent mushroom compost from the local mushroom growers, covered a pile with tarpaulin, hundreds of button mushrooms. See, I like button mushrooms. I like button mushrooms, and I also like the brown chestnut mushroom. Chestnut mushrooms are packed with vitamin D, but you have to expose them to the sunlight, so they should be grown outside. Really, a lot of mushrooms are good grown outside. I'm doing some research. I like mushrooms, so I'm doing some research into mushroom growing. One thing about these syringes that I have found out is that each syringe contains quite a lot of the spores, the mycelium, and you only need about 1 or 10 or whatever it is. If you look on there, if you can see that there's like markings on 1 through to 10, you only need one of those, which is probably about milligram, whatever, 10 milligrams. You only need one of those to impregnate one of these. Now that's 250 grams of brown rice, and you can impregnate that with this through the syringe. I'll show you what you need to do with it, because I'm only trying this for the first time, so I don't even know if this will work. But the guys that I've been watching, I've watched 3 different channels now, and it does work. You've got to inject it or inoculate the rice with the spores, and you can do 10 bags of these with one of these, apparently, and that's 250 grams of the brown rice. And from that, you can expect to get 150 grams of mushrooms from it. So 250 grams of the growing medium, yeah, which is the brown rice, impregnated with this, should give you 150 grams of mushrooms. And you can get 10 of these out of that. So that's 1.5 kilograms, potentially, of mushrooms from one of these. I really want it to work. Do you know what I mean? I've got 4 of these. So that would mean 6 kilograms of gourmet mushrooms. 35p. So that's £3.50 for 10. Multiplied by 4 would be 14 quid plus this. Now, to be honest with you, because I didn't buy it, my good friend Mark bought these syringes. I believe they're around about 5 or 6 quid each. And he's bought 4 of them. So if we say £6, that's £24 plus £14. That's 38 quid. And you'll have 1.5 kilograms of organic mushrooms from that. I don't think that's too bad, really, because we already had this medical equipment or medical sterilization gear, wound spray. We already had that. The microporous paper tape. We already had that. That was about £1. And the antiseptic Tesco wipes. Jesus. Oh, my Lord. We already had those as well. And when you get them from the pound shop, strangely enough, they cost about £1. These. So our antiseptic wipes, about £1. About £1. About £1. And then the gloves. I bought a pack of rubber gloves. Like surgeon's gloves or whatever you want to call them, these sterile gloves. I bought a 100 per pack, so that's like 200 of those in a pack, right at the beginning of lockdown, or just before lockdown, actually. And it cost me about 17 quid for those. So they work out per glove at about 4 to 5p. So it's not a lot of money, really. Yeah. So you never know. We're not actually starting that until the weekend, but I just thought I'd put this up so that you could potentially, on Amazon, you could probably buy all of this stuff. Is he now? Come here and have a chat with the people. What are you doing? Come here, you little king. You have to earn your. What are you doing that for? What do you want? Tell them what you want. I don't think we've got any.
I don't know.
I know what you want. You want some toffees and chocolate, don't you? But it's too late. In fact, you shouldn't even be up now. It's flaming 10 to 10. It's cowboy time. What are you doing up? trying to get something. What would you like? I'll tell you what you can have. Look, do you know what you can have? An orange. Excuse me. Because we don't have any pears, mate. We've run out. All of those pears we had last year that we grew, they've all gone. But this orange can create 6 sections. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. There you go. And that's a good orange. That's nice and sweet and big and juicy. All right. And go to sleep after that. Riveting TV. That was the mini digger. And God knows why he was up at this time of day, but yeah, that was the mini digger. He's had himself an orange. Eddie is definitely going to sleep. If I have to knock him out, he's going to sleep. Rosella Murphy. I don't know who she is. They've already been in school. Mummy's a key. Yes, well, yeah, Mummy's a key worker. She's a very high-ranking key worker who looks after very many vulnerable children in our community. That's just a random thing. I've just clapped my eyes on Stan Leadbitter. Bitter. I pickles the brune shallots. I don't know whether that's a statement or a boast. Stan pickles the brune shallots. Peter Todd loved it, Tony. It was like being in pub listening to. It's like being in pub listening to the local alcoholic who always sings "It's No Nay Never" at the end of the night. That's what it was like. I'm with you, Tony O'Neill. I can't wait until it gets back to normal. You want to be able to do whatever you want, don't you? Go out the house, go to a pub, go for a walk in the countryside, go for a pub lunch, and have a big feed. Go camping, get up early, make your brew, have your bacon and eggs, go for a massive walk for about 3 or 4 hours with the kids and the missus. Get so tired at the end of it that all you want is a really nice meal in a restaurant. Like, you come home, have a shower at the campsite, get yourself spartaned up, off you go, mid-afternoon, early evening, have a nice, when I say nice, I don't mean nice, I mean a fantastic country lamb roast, and then a couple of pints. Mess about till about 9:30 because it's summertime with the kids, and then go back to your tent, put the kids to bed, and then have some happy fun times with the missus. Simple pleasures, really, isn't it? Go out for a big family picnic, says Angie. There's only so much picnic in the local park, though, love, that I can stand. I want to be adventurous. I want to go to. Do you know where they filmed Highlander? There's a place up in Scotland called Elaine Dunoon Castle, and it's where they filmed Highlander. Conor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. It's absolutely fantastically gorgeous. And there's a castle that you have to walk. It's in the middle of the lock, and you have to walk across a bridge to get to it. It's exactly like you see in the film. I want to do that again. I did that when I was 21. I went up to Elendanoon Castle. We camped out there, went across to the castle, ran around the battlements, etc. I just want to do that. What's wrong with that? We've been to every local park within a 5-mile radius, and the lady farmer's frightened of going any further than that, going out of borough, because it's locked down. So if you go out of borough, you might get pulled over and say, well, what are you doing here? There's a park near you. You can go for a walk around your block. Well, yeah, we've been doing that for the last year. But so that's why I'm with Tony O'Neill, because it's like, it's crap, isn't it? Because I don't know. I swore, that's Tony O'Neill, that. I swore that I wasn't going to talk about the lockdown and be a ranting, raving David Icke, but I am being. And it's because of Tony O'Neill, that from Simplified Gardening. He's the culprit. And Angelina's saying she's going to see her old dears and hug them to death. Good girl, Angelina. You're a law-abiding citizen, my love, as are most of us. I'm laughing. It's nothing to do with you, Angelina. It's because I'm very naughty. I went down to Windsor. I went down to Windsor the week before last to pick up my mate's kids from Windsor. Drive them all the way up to Greater Manchester, where they spent a week with their father, who does not drive. And then I drove them all back to Windsor and then back up here. And it was probably in contravention of the lockdown measures, but we did it. We were very, very careful. The car was disinfected 4 times. It was disinfected before we set out for Windsor. It was disinfected when we got back from Windsor. And then it was disinfected before we went and disinfected when we got back. Well, I mean, totally disinfected. While we were driving down there, we cracked the windows open to let ventilation in. We were all disinfected, hands, face. But we did it, and it was probably in contravention of the lockdown rules. But if we hadn't have done that, then Daryl, who hadn't seen his kids since before Christmas, would not have seen his kids. And so we did it. And we're all still alive. I'm not saying it's fantastic, laudable. I'm not saying that. But I think certain times call for certain measures. We had the masks on when we stopped over for this was the weird thing. We stopped over 4 times for rest breaks, and we went into the different motorway service stations, and you've got to wear a mask. In fact, there was nobody monitoring it, so you could have probably got away with it. But we wore the masks. We all wore masks as we were going in. We ordered our food, sat down, and as we were looking around, we noticed that nobody at all was wearing a mask. There was social distancing. When you got your food, you went with your mask on, got to your table, you could take your mask off, obviously, eat your food. We were following what we think is the right thing to do, which is put your mask on when you go into the toilet or whatever. But it seemed like nobody else was doing it. And it was like practically normal. Now, you can't go to a restaurant or go to the pub or anything like that at the moment near us. So I said to Helen when we got back, I said, do you fancy going for a meal? And she said, well, you can't go for a meal. I said, well, you can. I said, we'll go to Charlotte Richard Services. You can sit down and have a meal there without any issues at all. Nobody seems to bat an eyelid. Anyway. So you're all chatting amongst yourselves. Like I say, we've only got a minute left, guys. I just thought I'd tell you about our growing project. The first time we've ever done it, Tony O'Neill. Tony, while you're on, please let me know, did it work? The impregnation of the logs that you did it work? He's the king of the valleys, Tony O'Neill. Did it work, Tony? Tony, he's gone. He's gone, I'm sure. Has anybody else tried mushrooms? Oh, he's there. Tony O'Neill, Simplify Garden. I think it worked, but I have not shocked them to fruit. It was it last year or was it the year before when you impregnated those logs, mate? I think you've got to douse them in water, haven't you, to shock them into fruit? I'm not sure how it works. Sorry, I'm being quiet, but I'm waiting for the king of the valleys to respond. Yeah, you've got to. So Tony's responding there. Simplify Gardening. When you see it online, Tony, it looks so easy and they get such great results. But a lot of times I've noticed, this is the reason why I've done that. I'm going to be doing this part 1 where we're starting them. Then I'll show you the mycelium that's going through, hopefully going through the growing medium. And then moving that mycelium onto another growing medium. There's quite a lot involved in it, really. And you've got at the first part of it, you've got to be really sterile. That's why we've got all these antiseptic wet wipes and antiseptic sprays and this microporous tape and all of that. I have been doing my research. The first part of the process of growing mushrooms is sterilization to make sure that other contaminants and other fungal particles don't get into your mix because it can screw things up. I'll be showing all of this on the weekend. And I can't wait, to be honest, because it's a proper scientific experiment. And if it works, as I say, they only cost 35p. Where's it gone? What are you doing? What are you doing here? It's 10 o'clock. Do you want one of these on your Rin Tin Tin? No, you're not. No, Bradley, no, you're not having another ice cream. You've had 2 ice creams today. And you've had an orange. You've had loads of food. Banana, right. Okay. Now, boys and girls, does this look like a decent banana? You can't see you. Now, would you say, Mini Digger, that that's a decent banana? Yeah. He looks like Jeremy Clarkson, doesn't he, with all his curls? Yeah. So, Daddy, open it. You've got to go back to your bedroom, otherwise Daddy's foot will get itchy and I'll have to scratch it with your bum. Yeah, go on. Bye. Come on. That's the Mini Digger. Cheers, Tony. Thank you very much, mate. He is the Mini. Long-term viewers of the channel will know that we've got two little boys. Well, one of them's not so little anymore. He's 10 this year. 10. He was 4 when we first started to grow our own, but now he's 10. And he is the little farmer, i.e. the little farmer's farm. The other one is that one, who's going to be 5 this year. James is a little prince. He's lovely, gentle soul, like a poet. A poet that's into parkour. Now that one is a devil of a holy terror. He's just like both of his granddads. Helen's dad was 6'7" and a real handful of a man, and my dad was 20 stone, and he was a catch-as-catch-can wrestler, which is actually the martial art of wrestling, the English martial art of wrestling. Riley's wrestler, and a show wrestler, and a general bon vivant. He was dead funny, me dad. He's funny, me dad. But when you're the lad of a massive personality like my dad was, it's difficult sometimes. I don't bemoan having a dad like that, but Bradley is the living embodiment of both of them. He's a natural grappler or wrestler with the strength and temper of his other granddad. So me and Helen are gonna. Well, Helen's not, because they'll do anything for her, but I'm gonna have my work cut out with him, being his dad. Because I mean, how old was I when I had him? I was 44 when we had Bradley. And he's 5 now, or he's nearly 5. When I'm 60, he's going to be coming of age, wanting to go out, that kind of thing. And 60 years old, it's not really the right sort of age to be controlling. If he ends up like his pops, Helen's dad was 6'7" tall and about 18.5 stone. My dad was a right little, like Ram Man from He-Man. He was like that. So he'll be like that world's strongest man. You know, the mountain that was in Game of Thrones. If he ends up like that with the temper of Helen's dad, I'll just have to keep my mouth shut, because I'll be bounced all over the street. 5'10", 15 stone. He's 6'7", say 21 stone of naughtiness and power. Yeah. Right, let's see what's going on in the comments. Get a taser. Yeah, get a taser. It'll take more than a taser, I think. It'll probably take something like some extreme Krav Maga. ADO, respect is a thing, mate. Yeah, I know. I know, AD. They'll never hit the dad. They'll never hit the mum. They love us. But it's always a fear. You've got a girl, haven't you, Eddie? Granted, she's a sort of a typical teenage girl, like all full of spit and vinegar. But at 60 years old, having to tackle a 21 stone, 6'7" lunatic. I'm not looking forward to it, mate. I must admit. So Tony O'Neill's got 4 stepkids, 2 ranging from 36 to 22. Tony, there's no way that your missus is old enough to have a 36-year-old kid. That's boggled my mind. Is it true that, Tom, that you've got 4 stepkids? I didn't know that, mate. Your missus does not look anywhere near old enough to have. That can't be right, mate. That cannot be. Is that right? I'm not being funny, pal, but that does just. Tina's 50. Tina's not 50, 52. I've seen Tina. I've been following you for 5 years, mate. Tina, honestly to God, Tina, I'm not taking the mickey now, mate, but Tina does not look 52 whatsoever. She doesn't look as old as you. And you're younger than me. You're about 45, aren't you? Oh, thanks, Eddie. Eddie Ogden, that. Top banana. Works at our place. 52, mate. 46. Yeah, you're catching me up, aren't you? I'm 50. I'm 50 next year, Tony. 50. Bloody 50 years old next year. It's unbelievable, that, isn't it? 50. I don't look 50, especially in this soft light that we're seeing now. I'll do it. I might do. But next year I will be 50. You're as old as the woman you feel. So Tony's 53 and I'm 43. To be honest, Tony, I've always gone, before me and Helen got together, I'd always gone for the older woman. Not massively older, but like 3 or 4 years older than me. And then when I got with Helen was 8. Is she 8 years? No, she's not. She's 6 years younger than me. So she's 43. She'll be 44 in November this year. She's looking good anyway, Tony O'Neill. Your missus is looking good. She doesn't look anywhere near that. I would have knocked at least 10 years off that, mate. I know we've not seen much of her the last couple of years, but I would have knocked 10 years off that. She doesn't look 52, mate, at all. So you're a toy boy, are you? You mucky pup. Oh, Tina's a cougar. Chris Knight, my wife is 10 years younger than me. Who, me? Hey, Mac. Oh, God, yeah. 80. Yep. Not got changed yet, pal. Must be all the fresh veggies, says Rosella. Yeah, you're right, probably. Do I look 50? Rub my belly for me. Do I look 50? My little greenhouse, I've just turned 60. Charlotte's husband is 9 years older than her. We have 7 children between us. God almighty. Ashley's allotment. When you turn 50, you will get inundated with over 50 funeral plans, saga holidays, and electric rise and recline armchairs. I probably need them by then, to be honest. It depends on lighting as to how you look. Yeah, I suppose it does. The camera on this is it's just the laptop camera, so it's a bit pixelated. What the vision that I can see now is a sort of hazy. It looks like they've smeared some Vaseline over the lens, type of an affair. Angelina grows on the allotment. Oh, I'm gonna try again. There's 10 years between me and Terry. How many years are there between Angelina and Tony? Because I think Angelina looks about 41. What should be 35 now? And I'll look a right plum. But you look about 41 to me, Angela. Charlotte is 39 this year. 39. So you're not 40 this year, are you? Adio's only, he's only about, I think he's about 35, Adi Ogden. Graham Arnold, homemade wine and cigarettes. You don't look a day over 60, Barry. You're completely right. I'm not on the homemade wine tonight, though. That was on Saturday, where I made a complete monkey and disgrace of myself. Was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday. I'm going to have to stop doing that. I've done it twice now when I've been inebriated online. Saturday was an especially good one for all the conspiracy theorists amongst you. I made a complete Tommy Tit of myself. Hence the removal of all the live charts. At least this one's sober and it's clean and sober. I'm not drunk. I'm just daft as ever. Eddie's saying do it again. That's only because you like a laugh at my expense, Adrian Ogden. Charlotte's told I looked 26. People don't believe I'm in my 30s. She's 39, aren't you, Charlotte? That's good living, that, love. Graham Arnold's saying that my drunken shenanigans on Saturday were more entertaining than TV. That doesn't take much. That doesn't take much, mate. I used to like Anton Deck. I thought they were like the poor man's comedy, Morecambe and Wise. No harm in them. Saturday night before I went live, me and the missus were watching Saturday Night Takeaway or whatever it's called. And it was crap. Television at the moment is absolutely rubbish, especially like live TV. At least on here, you can say what you want. And then if you want to keep your channel and not get put on some sort of Google register, you can always delete it like I did on Saturday night. But TV is absolute toilet at the moment. Rubbish. Liam Bullard. We are all 18. The years of experience just birdies. Kevin Morton doesn't feel a day over 21. You're right there, Charlotte. I don't think you age mentally. You don't, because I think I've gone back in the betting me. I think when I was about 19, I had the sort of street smarts of a 25-year-old. Now I think I've got the sort of mentality of a 16-year-old, but the body of a nearly 50-year-old. First one, sue me. I vote for the pissed up guru every Saturday night. You know, Graham, I would love to. I mean, right, you know Ryan from A Little Dirt Never Heard, and there's been a couple of others like Dave from Dave's Allotment up there in Geordieland. They've been trying to get together a Zoom pub for say eight folk, 8 blokes on a Saturday night, where we will be actually genuinely drunk because we're having a drink. And yeah, that's what he's been trying to get off the ground. But I think that could be the thin edge of the wedge. Because I was going to invite you and Lank Pudding to that sort of virtual pub, but I don't know whether that'll be productive. I think it would be counterproductive. Although I don't know. Yeah, I am 90. I'm 20 minutes after now, Tony. I was supposed to be stopping at 10. But it's nice, it's good. It's an open forum. We can all chat, and I can see that you're all chatting there. Yeah. Rosella Murphy, by the way, is my sister. So send her all the abuse you can muster. You see the lifted finger there? That's Lipton's iced tea peach. You can get litre bottles. Lipton's iced tea peach. I've been trying to get hold of the old Jamaican ginger beer, but I can't find it anywhere in the shops. Used to get that old Jamaican ginger beer. Can't find it anywhere. There's Rosella Murphy. What she put up there? Some purple thing with yellow eyes. Kath's on. Kath Flocks from Lath. A Lather, that one, Kath. This is our only social. Well, this is our only socialising, says Catherine. Trader Joe. Everybody knows that subsidies are necessary. I hope London and the country remembers where their food comes from. They just use farmers. It's sad. Yeah. Going back to that subject, I don't know how you lot feel about this, but we're gonna have to encourage people, everybody really, with a garden, to start growing some of their own food, because we are literally going to be in a state in the next 5 years, I think, where there'll be definite, profound food shortages if we don't all start doing a bit of growing. We're going to be knackered in this country. We import 38% of our food from other countries, and we export 50% of the production of food that we create to other countries. Now, it might count itself out and it might counterbalance itself and what have you, but for me, I think growing your own as much as you can, we want to try and get eventually over the next couple of years, and I don't think Tony O'Neill's even there yet. I want to get in the next 2 years, so we've had a 5-year stint at it. In the next 2 years, 70% of our food grown by us, and if we can get that, then that is the goal. That's brilliant. And I think that if everybody could do at least, say, 25% growth of their own food, community-wise, then we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. If we don't do that, there's going to be definite food shortages. I've got no doubt about that. So at Simplify Gardening, Tony O'Neill's channel, Tony grows 80% of the fruit that they eat. Do you grow all your veg on your 3 plots, mate? All your veg on your 3 plots? Tony's a celiac as well, by the way, so he's got a restricted diet. Fruit, veg, especially leafy green vegetables for celiacs is absolutely fantastic. That's brilliant, Tony. That's the point that we want to be at. Just bear with me one moment. Talk amongst yourselves. I've just got to go for a quick wee. I'll be 2 minutes. Whew. That's better. And we're back in the room. So, yeah, let me try and catch up a little bit with what you're talking about, you guys. 100% of the veggies is brilliant, mate. It's absolutely. How much land do you have to grow in now, Tony? I know you've got the 3 plots, and they are quite sizable plots, but how much actual square footage of growing space do you have? I love your channel, as you know. I love Simplified Gardening. Tony's saying he's got tons of mouths to feed. You've not. You've only got about 4. How many kids have you got? I thought you had 4 kids. Have you got 4 or 5? Along with you and Tina. Philip Hurst, is it possible to grow 70% of your own food while working full time? Maybe in the summer months with the long evenings, but what about in the shop? You're right there, Philip. And by the way, Philip, I like that comment about the garlic, the garlic spray. It's a good one. That garlic and cayenne pepper can go a long way to helping you out on an allotment plot. Not just about ducks. Yes. What's she saying yes for there? Not just about ducks. My little quack quack darling. 3 full-size plots, 198 feet by 22 each. Each? I'm not having that. Where's Tony gone now? I can't find him. Right, 198 feet by 22 feet each, and he's got 3 of them. That's ridiculous. 198 feet. What's that in yards? Because yards wise, I've only got 25 yards by 12 yards. That's the entire growing space, I think. 25 by 12 in yards. Do you know, I don't know how to work out acreage. They reckon that if you've got an acre of land, you can feed a family of four. Oh, sorry, a family of five. You can feed a family of five all year round if you do it wisely from an acre of land, including your meats, poultry, and vegetable requirements. You can do it from 1 acre for 5 people, and you can eat well from that. Tony's got 3 kids there. So 7.4 yards wide. Each one of them is 7.4 yards wide. Yeah, that makes sense. Because we've got 2 plots, and I think it's 68 feet. Yeah, 68 feet by 19 feet for both of them each. Sorry, 18 feet each, and there's a 2 foot. There's 18 and 18's 36, 38 feet wide by 68 feet long. But obviously there's a 2 foot path, and there are other paths coming off from that, so the growing space is less. It's about 3/4 of the actual land mass. "488 square yards." Tony's got 488 square yards. It's not bad, that, mate. You're doing well. I'd love to come down and see your plots, pal. Honestly, I would. I promise I'd behave myself, and I'd be a totally amiable guest, shall we say? And you're more than welcome, mate, to come and see us. Myself and the wise old elf and Magic Mike next door. It'd be good, that, I think. It really would. It is a market garden, that, isn't it, Kath? Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much, mate. I'd love to come down. In fact, we as a family, we've been down. I love South Wales. Our headquarters for my old place used to be down in Merthyr. No, it didn't. It was in Caerphilly. My mate married a girl from Merthyr. He was from up in Manchester, like us. We used to come down and back quite a few times. And he married a girl from Merthyr, and he's still down there, and he absolutely loves it. The valleys are beautiful. They're beautiful. Yeah, Caerphilly's not too. I think you're not in Merthyr Tydfil, are you? But you're close to Merthyr, aren't you, Tony? It's a gorgeous part. South Wales and the South Welsh people. I'm not just saying this. The South Welsh people are fantastic. They really are nice people. It's like a slice of the northwest has been planted into South Wales. So Tony's closer to Caerphilly than Merthyr. Yeah. Used to be a firefighter in Caerphilly. You're still with the service, I think, aren't you, though, Tom? Because you were like a watch commander, weren't you, with the... My sister used to work for National Britannia as well. Yeah. Yeah, you're a watch manager. Yeah, yeah. Up and down the mountain, mate, rescuing lunatics who go too fast down the roads and silly kids that start fires and stuff like that. Yeah. ADO, well, you're a monkey trainer according to your card, aren't you? Yeah. Plenty of wildfires down there in the valleys. Yeah. Not just about ducks. Angela, isn't it? Angela. Not just about ducks. Justin Cumbran, not too far away. Yeah, ADO's a monkey trainer. Yeah, my sister's saying that me and her worked together and lived together out of choice. Although she did leave after about 3 years of living with me. Years and years. We're talking 20 years ago now. More than 20 years ago, that was our kid, wasn't it? Yeah. Eddie Ogden's a monkey. As long as you're not a monkey hanger. Down on our plots, we've got Ken, who's the shopkeeper, and he is from what's that place? It's not Sunderland, is it? What's that place? The monkey hangers. Where the monkey hangers come from? Where do the monkey hangers come from? Answers in the comments. Monkey hangers. Your monkey hanger. Hartlepool, is it? Hartlepool, yes. Gary's Durham allotment is from Hartlepool. It's a monkey hanger, Ken. And apparently that was the Napoleonic Wars, where they captured a French ship and there was a monkey on it, and they were trying to interrogate the monkey to get information about the French movements. And because the monkey the monkey wouldn't explain what the French movements were, they hung the monkey because they thought that the monkey was a Frenchman. That's right. They hung the monkey as a spy, Stan. Stan later. Old McDarby from Old McDarby's farm has just commented he was with the monkey hanger this morning. We're the monkey hangers and we'll hang you. West Horton is a town or a village which is about a mile away from where we live, West Horton. And in West Horton, they're called the Cowyeds, the cow's heads, Cowyeds. And the story goes that in West Horton, there was a farmer whose cow, one of his cows, got its head stuck between the railings, metal railings, got its head stuck. And so instead of cutting the railings to get the cow out, they chopped the cow's head off and therefore got the cow out from being stuck. So they're called Cowyeds in West Horton. It's true that, ain't it, Kath? Lathers, people from Lee, are called lobby gobblers. Lobby gobblers. Because they eat a potato and meat stew called lobbies and they gobble it all up. How much space do you think you save by growing potatoes in buckets, Guru? It's not so much about saving space, it's about saving bedroom in your established bed. You can put the buckets wherever you want to put them. But what it does do is it concentrates the potato growth within the bucket and there's many. Tony O'Neill will be able to tell you about this at Simplify Gardening, but there's many benefits to growing in buckets, especially for first earlies. For me, those cut flower buckets, get your first earlies in them. You can get the main croppers in the big buckets, in the big 35-litre buckets, and you'll get a full crop, or the potential from that one potato will be all contained within that full bucket. You've less chance of getting pathogens in there. It's more controllable for your water, your feed, all that kind of thing. And also slugs and other pests find it more difficult to get into the bucket than they do within the ground. There's a lot of good reasons for growing in containers and buckets. You can move them around as well. Tony will tell you. Yeah, Tony O'Neill was trying to go for 750 pounds weight of potatoes in 200 square feet. But it was a bad season that season as well, as if I remember rightly. But it did get about a third of that, something like that, which is still a pretty good return. You need the bucket to be in the ground for the tap roots, not necessarily for potatoes, mate, because potatoes will, especially your first earlies, they'll be up and grown and done within about 3 months. And if you put your potato about 2 inches from the bottom of the bucket with a first early, all the spuds will grow above that, so you can earth them up, and you can get to the top of the bucket. And one potato in, which is, say, I don't know, about 3-ounce potato in, you'll get about £2 out of that. You'll get about 12 potatoes of the same sort of a weight of potatoes out of that one potato, and that's not a bad return from a bucket, from a flower bucket. That's pretty good. Have a look at a guy called Homegrown Veg, HGV, Homegrown Veg. Both me and Mick from Old MacDarby's Farm, me and Mick last year and the year before, were growing in buckets, and we had good results. Especially, not last year wasn't a particularly good year at all, but the year before, 2019, I had fantastic results for my bucket growing. Red Dukes of York and Ulster Prince potatoes, we were getting a good £2 weight out of one potato in each bucket, which is pretty good. Pretty good. £2 of spuds. When you've got about 60 buckets of spuds, that's all right. That keeps you fed. Keeps you fed for a couple of months. That just growing in 60 buckets. We had all the starch and carbohydrates that you would ever need for a family of 4 people out of them buckets for about 2 or 3 months. And then all the rest were being grown in the ground. All your second earlies and your mains were being grown. This year we're doing them successionally, so we'll start them off in March, back end of March. I'm loath to start them on the 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. Traditionally, you start them on the 17th, but because we're further up north, and last year we had that late frost, I'm going to be starting them not on the 17th, but on the 25th, which is the following week. We're going to be starting the first earlies then, and the second earlies a couple of weeks after that, and then your main crops about a week after that, because there's not much difference really in growing time, not a great deal of difference. You know, you can start your main crops at the same time as you start your first earlies. It just takes your main crops longer to grow to full maturity. But we're going to stagger them. We're going to do 12 buckets on the 25th. We're going to do 12 buckets on the 2nd of April. We're going to do 12 buckets 7 days from that. And we're going to do that having either 1 week or maybe even 2 weeks separation between them, so that then we can harvest those and we'll have 2 weeks worth, a good 2 weeks worth of abundance, good 2 weeks worth of abundance. You can carry that on up until, I would say, up until June, and just keep growing them first earlies all the way through the season. They take about 12 to 14 weeks to grow to maturity. So if you've got a 6 or 8 week span of your growth, then yeah, you can take your first earlies up until September into October, really. And then you can try to get some Christmas potatoes. Excuse me. We had Kentucky Fried. Eddie will tell you. Eddie, we had Kentucky Fried Chicken for dinner, and it's coming back on me now. See you later, Kath. Have a good one. Night, night, love. Right, we're already 45 minutes after the end date, or the end time for tonight's upload. But it's been a pleasure talking to you guys, and it's been a pleasure actually seeing your comments and your interactions there. There's 29 people watching at the moment, and we've got 20 thumbs up, which is fantastic. I'm going to get off now because it's work in the morning, and I'm always in bed for 11 o'clock when it's a work night. It has flown, hasn't it, Angelina? I hope you enjoy all this. So, purchased by your good self. It was great. Thanks, Eddie. Cheers, Mick. You will catch me on the weekend, pal. I'll be down there bright and early on Saturday. I intend on being down on the plots early on Saturday, and I mean early because I'm not drinking. I'm purposefully stopping myself from being the naughty boy. And after last Saturday, it's all this COVID malarkey in it. But anyway, it's not that. That's not the reason. The reason is I'm pissed off about all that COVID stuff. But I've been mulling it over in my mind, and to be honest with you, there's not a great deal that the common person can do about it. So at the end of the day, what's the point? Why waste your life worrying about it? I'm just going to crack on and do what I want to do. I went down to the south a couple of weeks ago, picked up my mate's kids, dropped them off, picked them up again, took them back. If I get stopped, I get stopped. I don't care. I'll argue the toss with them then. But we didn't get stopped, and it was all right. We're not at the moment living under a Marxist communist dictatorship, are we? So, and when it comes to the point that we are, there'll be an hell of a kick-off from people like you, won't there? We're not going to wear it, are we? But at the moment, we can carry on. So I'm off, not just about ducks. 26. What's that? How many ducks you've got, love? TC, no bog standard horseflies. God knows you're talking amongst yourselves, aren't you? But it's time for me to get out of the way. It's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves tonight. Let me know if you enjoyed yourselves before I go off, so it'll tickle me and make me feel all proud of myself and happy. It's great to see Adrian Ogden. I'll see you in the morning or sometime in the day, my mate, tomorrow. It's strange that Jediah Stern's not here tonight. Our other little red-haired mate. Or Ivy Fellman. But we'll see. Stay tuned, though, because on Saturday, we'll probably not be doing anything on the allotment tomorrow because of obviously work until it's dark. But on Saturday, we're going to check out what we've got growing on and how things have developed in the last week, because I've not been down this week. So I'm hoping that those onions that we planted last week have started to shoots up and send roots down. At least send roots down. So I'll pull one of them up and see if there's any roots on it. I'll be a maverick. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Graham. Round of applause for me there. So yeah, just keep growing with your heads down. Keep cracking on. We're all in this together, as they say. So do what you can to keep yourselves happy. Look after yourselves and each other. And if we all do our bit, if we all help each other out, then it's going to be a good world, isn't it? We're not going to have any tremendous dramas and upsets, are we? And don't think about things too much. Don't worry about things too much, because a lot of the time there's nothing you can do about it. So there's no point worrying about it. Remember that you're an advanced monkey, and your role in the universe is to be a happy little monkey, do his bit to help the other monkeys, and that's about it, really. That's your place in the universe. To experience the world, get out in nature, pick your berries, sniff your flowers, grow your veg, and that's the meaning of life, really. It's not overly complicated. You get up, have a wee, have a poo, have something to eat, go to work, come back home, do the same, look after your kids, and then experience as much as you can. It's the experiences, really. Experiences can be found through doing what we're doing now, chatting to each other, going online. But the best experiences is once you've done that, go and do it yourselves. Go out and grow something, learn something, learn how to fix the lights in your house, learn how to do a patio at the back of your house. Just do stuff like that. You know, we can't all be Bambagascoigne, can we? So anyway, I'll see you later, boys and girls. And if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the winter. This has been Gourmet Mushrooms. If you're a lady, you've been fantastic, fragrant, and beautiful, as always. If you're a gentleman, you've been forthright, masculine, and virile. And if you're something in between, you've been something in between. Now, I'll catch you on Saturday. All right, boys and girls. We love you all. Tatty bye. Namaste. God bless. And au revoir. Bye bye now. Have a good night and have a good rest of the week. And I'll see you Saturday. Ta-ra.